Hello, Sanford. You are listening to Sanford Sports Radio. My name is Jonathan West, and welcome to The Howler, your home for anything Sanford College football and otherwise. As Sanford is riding high on a huge win streak, folks, and it's a big matchup coming up this Saturday. Central Michigan. We all remember last year's game. We remember how close it was, and we remember that the only reason Sanford didn't come away with that win was a last-minute interception. Not to mention, Cooper Rush did a number on Sanford. Well, guess what? There's no Cooper Rush anymore, and Sanford's got a big opportunity in front of them. They can take this win streak from 4 to 5 and continue the unbeaten streak of Tanner Patrick, who played some great football for the most part last week, at least in that second half. He's got an opportunity to look even sharper against a weakened down Central Michigan. This is not the same team they faced last year, which gives them a huge opportunity in front of them. And I've taken a glance at the standings. I haven't gone through them entirely because of the busy schedule in front of me, but if they can win out, they might just see themselves in a MAC title game. So they can't take a loss. So let's get into recruiting. Here's Casey Trevor, still the top man on Coach Wolf's board, and he's still having that fight over Boston College and Sanford. Nice to know that we're still in the conversation, though, for Casey. I'm sure it's because his two other brothers have already decided to come here, and getting the trifecta would be great. Devon Neal, he's not really looking the way of Sanford, which is really disappointing. However, on the other hand, Kurt Brigham has his eyes set on Wisconsin or Sanford. There's a chance we could bring in a big outside linebacker like Kurt Brigham. That is huge for this program if he comes here. Now, the biggest recruit to talk about is Marcus Jones, folks, the cornerback. We've talked about him a lot. Well, guess what? He'll be in attendance this week at Central Michigan. So Sanford has a big chance to impress. We have a big chance to impress Marcus Jones and get a chance to bring him into Sanford. As we've been talking about corners, Dustin Jordan, another guy to keep in mind. Another guy to keep in mind here is Dustin Jordan, another big corner, another talented guy that can get the job done. Right now, he's not looking anywhere near Sanford. He's looking the former FBS champions in Tennessee. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, for guys like Jamon Williams and John Coleman, they're not really looking the way of Sanford right now, and it's tough to take. Coleman's going to be visiting during the bye week, so it's going to be tough to get him in here to really understand this football team. Hopefully, though, he'll really enjoy the facility, and that'll give us an opportunity to beat out Army. That's a big issue right now. I don't disrespect that opinion of him trying to join the American Armed Forces, but if you want to play football, I recommend Sanford. No bias. A guy like Tyrese Baker still looking the way of Sanford, and that's a big one, as Doug Willis has also kind of shifted away from Sanford and is fully focused on Utah State. I don't see him becoming a Coyote anytime soon. Now, we did get two recruits who decided to commit in Tom Joseph and Matthew Fowler. Fowler being the big one. He's a rather quick-footed middle linebacker, and he is the perfect guy, in my opinion, to back up Trey McLaughlin for his eventual leaving in a year. It's going to be big for Fowler to get a year to kind of watch the senior next year, Trey McLaughlin, make some big plays. Now let's talk a little bit more about this week's game and how big this matchup is. Not only is it a game of redemption for this team, who really, I think we all can admit, should have beaten Central Michigan last year. They were destroyed by a man who wore number 7 and ran the football. Isn't that convenient? Tanner Patrick wearing number 7 and can run the football. So Cooper Rush now gone. This is a different offense now in Central Michigan. And probably the biggest factor in this game that makes it enormous in my opinion, they win this week, they've got 6 wins. They're bowl bound with one more victory. We're talking bowl eligibility. We're talking possible televised bowl game. Maybe not in January with 6 wins, but still a very, very big opportunity for this program with a W this week. They can't afford to lose. And from what I've been hearing from fans, they've all been raving about Tanner Patrick these past couple weeks and his running ability. I'm sure we're going to see it on display again this week. If he can continue to put out just good performances, they don't have to be great. He's got a good team around him. And this defense continues to play well. Sky's the limit for this team right now. They're riding high on a lot of momentum, and that might be enough to get them where they need to be, to get them bowl eligible, and to get them maybe, just maybe, in a MAC conference title game come the end of the regular season. But of course, there's a lot of factors that go into that. So right now, I think that MAC conference title game is a dream more than a possible reality. However, this week in a possible bowl eligibility, that's not a dream. I'm saying that's reality right now, folks. I've got a lot of faith in this team after watching them go on a 4-game win streak. This week we're headed to Central Michigan. It's going to be a fun one. That's it for right now, and we'll see you folks this week. Jonathan West, you're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Hello, Sanford, and we are here at Kelly Short Stadium here in Central Michigan. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio, and it is game day. I'm Jonathan West, your man on the call for all Coyotes football action, and it is arguably the biggest game of the season as of right now. Sanford's got 5 wins. They're riding a 4-game win streak. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than your second year as a football program getting an opportunity to possibly go bowl eligible. Not to mention, if you continue to win, you have the opportunity in your second year to become MAC champions, maybe. This is huge for this team. The coaching staff has been getting talked about a lot outside of the school. There's been rumors flying around that Mark Riley has already heard possible rumblings of a job elsewhere. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here in Sanford right now that could change the face of this program. Not only wins, not only changes in coaches because of promotions, but big things happening right now, and a big win here would be huge as we are underway. As they lined up quickly, and Spalding will return this one as Tracy Weaver kicked it away. And Spalding with a nice return up to around the 30-32 yard line, as that will put the Chippewas in decent field position. As Lazaro, wearing number 7 at quarterback, he throws to start off and can't hit his intended target. So it's going to be the battle on number 7s here today, it looks like. Lazaro for Central Michigan, and of course Tanner Patrick for Sanford. As Lazaro going to drop back again, he hits the screen for Ross, and Ross has plenty of running room in front of him. Gets up just about to midfield. That's a 19-yard gain. Romello Ross with a big catch and run to start things off for him as the no huddle begins, folks. 1st and 10. Lazaro hands off to Romello Ross, and he goes down. Jason Turner, he's been one of the biggest names to talk about this year. He has broken out big time. As 2nd and 4, Lazaro hands back off to Ross, and he finds running room again, this time out of the shotgun. That's an 8-yard run once again. Ross is killing it so far. 1st and 10, man in motion is the tight end. Lazzaro's going to throw and quickly just chucks it out of bounds. Not allowing any Sanford defender to get close to that one. 2nd and 10, shotgun formation. Lazzaro takes the snap. He's looking to throw here. No, he's going to take off, and Shane Townsend just whiffed on the tackle big time. Luckily, Jason Turner was there to bring him down quickly. It's a 7-yard gain and a 3rd down. But, I mean, Shane Townsend's got to make those tackles as it seems like somebody jumped. And indeed they did. That is a jump by Central Michigan. You'll have to move them back for that false start. 3rd and 8. Big game plan here has to be to stop them. And it's a good stop there. That was Dante McPherson on the deflection. 4th down leads to a 1st down for Sanford as the Central Michigan Chippewas punted it away. And a big play to start things off here for Sanford. Tanner Patrick rolled out and connected with Herb Fellows. 49 yards to begin this day, folks. That is a beauty. And we've talked about it all season long. Herb Fellows having a phenomenal year. I've already put the campaign out there for an All-American vote. And if you're watching this right now, you can't argue otherwise. As 1st and 10, Fleming is on the run. He's going to gain 10 there. That's going to be nearly enough for the first. They're not going to give it to him. And bias aside, I think they called him short. As Patrick throws here on 2nd inches. That's Duron Costello. Not the smartest throw in my opinion by Tanner Patrick. But he gets the 1st down, a gain of 5 for Costello on the drag. As it's 1st and 10 now under center. Patrick hands off to Fleming. He's got room to run and takes a nice hit. He'll gain 4 though for that. As 2nd and 6, Patrick going to go back to the air. He finds Fellows in the end zone. 11-yard touchdown strike. Patrick to Fellows, and it doesn't get any better than that for an opening offensive drive. 3 of 3 for Tanner Patrick. He throws 2 good strikes to Fellows. Risky one to Costello, but a touchdown nonetheless. It's 7-0 early. As the man in motion here for the Chippewas is Ross finding room to run. They're running a lot early. I didn't expect this. As 11 yards there. 1st and 10 now is Willis, the man in motion. Ross taking off again, but he's brought down quicker this time. Only a 5-yard gain. Jason Turner was one man in there. 2nd and 5, this crowd, I can hear them through the box. They are going insane as Romello Ross goes down. That was Hollis and Townsend combining. 3rd and 5, 5 wide set. Lazzaro to throw. Wide open is Conklin. That's a 17-yard reception and a big 1st down as the Chippewas go no huddle. 1st and 10 here. Man in motion. Looks like Conklin. As Lazzaro looks to throw, he hits Willis. Brought down by Richard Cruz. That's a big 1st down, 11 yards. 1st and 10 for Lazzaro. He's going to throw again, but this one out of bounds. Intended, I believe, for Conklin. Way too far over his head as Cruz was in the vicinity. 2nd and 10, I'm sorry. They go to the run. That's Trey McLaughlin bringing down Devin Spalding, a 5-yard gain for the backup running back. 3rd and 5, Lazzaro looks to throw. This could be a big stop. It is a big stop. Ronnie Hansen with an interception to his name. That is exactly what you want to see. He was following that route perfectly and jumps it at the perfect moment. It doesn't get much better than that. This man has had a great late season. Ronnie Hansen, a guy we're going to be talking about, I'm sure, more next year. As Claude Fleming takes off on 1st down, that's a gain of 8. So far, a good day overall by both offense and defense. As Tanner Patrick play action, deep ball. That's Tremaine Dingle. The deep balls are flying high today. 32-yard reception. However, Tremaine Dangle looks to be clutching at his shoulder as he's down on the turf. This isn't a good thing at all, folks. That's a big playmaker that's going to be out for a little bit at the worst. As the handoff goes to Claude Fleming here on first down. That's a gain of 9. That injury to Dingle could be a major effect and even harm Fellows. Now all the focus is on him. As the handoff, no, it's an option, and Patrick going to take a slide there, a safe run as he'll get a first down and plenty more, down to around, I believe that's the 19-20 yard line. As first and 10, Patrick throws out to McTaggart as he checks in, and into the red zone he goes. Down after a 2-yard gain, down at about the 19-18 yard line. 2nd and 8. Man in motion was Rob Thomas. He'll take off on the end around. That's going to be a 5-yard gain. Thomas not the speediest guy at receiver as McTaggart going to take off again. 2-yard gain, and they will give him the first down. 1st and 10 as the first quarter is coming to a close here. Patrick connects with Dingle. He's still perfect on the day, and I'm surprised Dingle's in this bowl game as that's a 7-yard gain. And that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Sanford looking very good on both sides. It's 7-0 early. Sanford on top. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back, folks. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. It's the second quarter of play as Claude Fleming takes the run up for a gain of 1. I'm Jonathan West. The score currently 7-0 Sanford on top. As they are poised to strike again, Tanner Patrick misses his intended target. I believe was fullback Antoine Bradford. He'll have to settle for a field goal after the first incompletion of the day. As Devin Spalding to return here, he's got some good blocks. He's got room up past the 40 to about the 41-yard line. Going to be great field position for Central Michigan starting out here. As 1st and 10, Lazaro, he hands off to Ross, and he is brought down quickly. That is Heath Haley, the senior linebacker, who's had a pretty solid season. 2nd and 9 here, Lazaro in the shotgun. Man in motion looks to be Conklin. As the handoff goes to Ross, he finds more than enough room. That's a first down and more, gain of 12. Ross is having a field day right now with this defense. As 1st and 10 once again, Lazaro hands off, but nowhere to go for Ross that time. Trey Galloway came in and got him quick. 2nd and 11, Lazaro to the screen for Spalding, and Spalding gains 8 on that one. Takes a big hit though from Heath Haley, as it's going to be 3rd and manageable here at 3rd and 4. Lazaro hands off again, surprisingly for the draw. The defense was ready, and McLaughlin and I believe Galloway came through to get the stop. Back to the Sanford offense we go as Patrick takes off on the option. He's got room to run. No one's going to catch him until he passes midfield. What a run by Tanner Patrick, as the corner blitz got caught off guard by Patrick running. And a hell of a play there. Now it's another big 1st and 10 here. Play action for Patrick right after the big play. He connects with Costello for another one. 25 yards to Costello, and you've got to be kidding me. Now Duron Costello is down on the turf. This is not good. He is a big playmaker for this team. If he's out for a long period of time, look for J.P. Mayo to be a guy to watch now. As 1st and 10 handoff goes to Claude Fleming now. Hopefully Costello will be okay. From early signs, it sounds like a concussion, so he may not return. As 7 yards there. 2nd and 3 handoff goes to McTaggart. He's got room to run, but gets dragged down after another gain of 2. He hasn't seen as much open room as I think anybody would really like right now. It's 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to Fleming. They're going to power this one, and they do. 2-yard gain. Enough for the first down. Fleming doing his job extremely well today. They got another chance to score here and a chance at first down. Still as Patrick to the end zone. Misses his target by a mile. He was intending that to go to Tremaine Dingle. Could not hit him. 2nd and 10. Patrick looks to throw. That's Herb Fellows, and he has to turn around to catch that one. Does so and gets to the end zone. Touchdown, Sanford. Herb Fellows is having a day today, folks. You want to talk about the name to say. It is all Herb Fellows and Tanner Patrick. 1st and 10 here now. Central Michigan looking at a 17-point deficit. And that one over the head of the intended target. Ronnie Hansen, the closest man to that football other than the intended receiver. 2nd and 10 now. Man in motion looks to be Conklin as Lazzaro's going to drop back. And he does connect with his man, Mark Chapman. He was a threat last year. That's a 14-yard gain and a big first down for the Chippewas. As Lazzaro goes under center again with this no huddle, he's going to throw towards the sidelines, and that should have been picked. That could have been taken back, too, as Ronnie Hansen nearly had the second of the day. 2nd and 10 handoff goes to, I believe that is, yes indeed, Ramel Ross. Third, that's a 3-yard rush, as this defense is starting to zone in on the running game, and that's good to see. Lazzaro, though, takes off, and they weren't ready for that one. That is an 11-yard gain on 3rd down here, folks. Big play right there by Lazzaro as Central Michigan gets a big first down. 1st and 10, Lazzaro to throw. No, he's going to take off. Now gets attacked by Trey McLaughlin. That's a big guy coming in to hit you. And that's going to be a gain of 3 for Lazzaro. 2nd and 7 as we're about to hit 2 minutes here in the second quarter as down goes Lazzaro. It's Trey McLaughlin, folks. Big names making big plays today. It's fun to watch as 3rd and 4 for the Chippewas. Over the middle, that's Cooper, and he makes the catch. Eric Cooper for 16 yards, just enough for the first. As 1st and 10 here, Lazzaro looks to throw. He takes a big hit as Ronnie Hansen makes his name known again. Came in on the corner blitz, got a big hit, and forces 2nd and 10. Man in motion was Conklin as Lazzaro to throw. Connects with Cooper, but he can't hang on. A big drop, saving Sanford big time there. 3rd and 10, Conklin the man in motion as Lazzaro looks to throw again. Conklin was wide open as the pressure came through. Picked up by Haley as the fumble happens. He's got room in front of him. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Sanford, folks. You talk about a guy that's always around to lose football. That's Heath Haley. He's got a pick 6 on the year. He now has a fumble recovered for a touchdown. And not just a short one. That was a long one to run back. This team is on fire tonight. It's 24-0 here right now with a minute and a half left here in the first half. As that's a big tackle there from Bryant, the freshman linebacker. 2nd and 2 now as in the shotgun's Lazzaro. He's going to take off again, but he's brought down. He lost the football again. That was big Joe Irvin that got the tackle to force the fumble. Lazzaro the Chippewas able to keep the football. But a big sack there for Joe Irvin, nearly getting the ball back for Sanford. As 3rd and 2 now, Lazzaro looks to throw. He's trying to run again. Guess what? You're not getting away. Shane Townsend and Joe Irvin combined. And Joe Irvin is a monster right now. He's seeing what all the other defensive puzzle pieces are doing, and he wants to have some fun. The big freshman doing a great job in the middle of that defensive line. Look at that pressure he put on him. You folks can't see it at home if you're listening on the radio. As this team's just going to take a knee to take it to halftime. And I can't believe what we've seen. 24-0 at half. Sanford on top. Second half's coming up in a bit. You're listening to Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome to the second half, folks. This is Sanford Sports Radio. Sanford 24, Central Michigan nothing. I'm Jonathan West. And Claude Fleming took that one up for a gain of 1. As it has been absolutely insane for this Sanford offense today. As Fleming only getting 2 around there on that pitch. But this team has been doing absolutely phenomenal on both sides of the football as well. It's been fun to watch. There's a curl route there for Herb Fellows. He's been the only receiver we have to talk about. There's not another name that needs to be said right now. Except for maybe Duran Costello, who was taken out of the game with a concussion. He will not return. McTaggart takes the ball for 4 yards, and this team's already rushed for over 100 yards. This is absolutely phenomenal. The way this team has been playing is another McTaggart run up the gut. Gain of 2. I can't get over it. I can't stop talking about how amazing this team has played as Patrick on 3rd and 4. Connects with J.P. Mayo, the backup tight end. That's a 13-yard gain and another first down. Tanner Patrick doing a great job through the pass or through the run on the ground game. Absolutely phenomenal as they go to that ground game with the option. Good blocks in front. Rob Thomas picks up a block. Touchdown, Tanner Patrick. Sanford with a 40-yard touchdown run from Tanner Patrick. And what's even bigger on that play was Rob Thomas with a huge block. This is absurd, folks, as Central Michigan can't get things going. Lazaro's throw was dropped there on first down. Is now at 2nd and 10. Lazaro looks to throw again, finds Eric Cooper. He holds on, and he gets enough for the first down, brought down by, I believe, Trey McLaughlin. Playing sideline to sideline today. As 1st and 10 here, Lazaro looks to throw out a shotgun. He's going to take off. He's got room, and that's going to be enough for the first gain of 11. He's trying his best Tanner Patrick impersonation. It's not working. As 1st and 10 once again for Lazaro. Shotgun formation. Looks to throw, connects with Mark Chapman against Flash Gibson. That's an 18-yard first down there. As this team continues to go to the no huddle and is weakening down the defense. That's how they're able to beat him, is by wearing them down as Lazaro takes off for another nice run. Down to the 15-yard line. McLaughlin once again on the tackle. As it's 1st and 10 here after no huddle. They pitch it out to Ross, but look who comes down. That's Jason Turner. It's only a gain of 2. Another big play by Jason Turner, who has been all the talk so far. As Lazaro to run again. Shane Townsend from behind brings him down. He will gain 4 yards though. But this defense is bend but don't break. They're not going to allow Central Michigan any big plays here. As Lazaro gets the screen though, and room for Spalding. He finds enough for the first, down to around the 3-yard line. As it's 1st and goal now. Shotgun formation after the no huddle. Lazaro looks to run again. He's got room around the edge. Touchdown, Central Michigan. Well, there's no shutout. But hey, it was a good time while it was a shutout. The field goal block unit is out there. The kick is up. And it's no good. I have never seen a college kicker miss that close of an extra point. It's 31-6 as the handoff goes to Antoine Bradford here for Sanford. And I'm still shook up about that missed extra point. I can't believe we saw that. As Patrick looks to continue his day, he's going to roll out. Looks like he's going for the marker. He makes it. 3-yard run and a first down. We can't talk enough about Tanner Patrick today. It's been his best game as a Sanford quarterback. As Claude Fleming looks to run, a gain of 3 here on that one. The running backs having a solid day, nothing huge. Most of the run game's coming from Tanner Patrick. As McTaggart once again runs there, a gain of 3 up the gut. as this tandem has worked quite well as of late. 3rd and 4, a minute just about left to play here in the third quarter as the screen works out well there, a 7-yard gain and a first down for Sanford. As 1st and 10 under a minute, Patrick makes a change at the line. He's going to hand off to Fleming again, and that's going to be another 4-yard gain. They're just killing clock at this point. Not going to allow Central Michigan any time, and they're going to get back down the field. As Patrick hands back off on 2nd down here to McTaggart. That's been his best run of the day, and that is a big, big gain there. So that will take us as well to the end of the third quarter. It's 31-6, Sanford on top. Final quarter of play coming up in just a bit. You're listening to the Sanford Sports Radio. Welcome back to the Sanford Sports Radio, folks. Yeah, I am Jonathan West, and it is 31-6. The last quarter of play has started, and that's an interception. Tanner Patrick played nearly perfect football. Finally intercepted by Central Michigan. It's been an issue all season with any quarterback interceptions. But such a good game for Tanner Patrick. As I'm a little surprised, I was hearing rumblings from the sideline during the break that Coach Wolf was going to bring in the backups. We haven't seen him yet. But a 2-yard gain there by Romello Ross once again to the left side. 2nd and 8 now as Lazaro looks to drop back. He's going to throw out of bounds. No good. 3rd and 8 coming up if Flash Gibson was on coverage. You want to talk about the backups? I think they're in now. I'm seeing Tremaine Dodd as a screen here for Romello Ross. Gets him enough for the first down, gain of 14. I saw a couple numbers down there. Tremaine Dodd is in. Gabriel O'Connor. James Bryant, the young freshman linebacker. As Lazaro takes off and down he goes, sacked. That was Gabriel Connor on that one. 2nd and 10 here as Lazaro in the shotgun with the no huddle, continuing to try and run a quick-paced offense. And there's Eric Cooper. He fights out of the tackle, and that's going to be enough for the first down, brought down by Lewis McMahon. 1st and 10 here. The second stringers going to get at least a chance to prove themselves. Get some more experience for these young guys, as that is a big play there, just pushing the corner out of the way. As Phil Lyles with the 6-yard reception, as it's 2nd and 4 now. As Lazaro looks to throw, he connects with Lyles again. That'll be just enough. No, they're going to call him just short of the first down marker. 3rd and inches, no huddle offense continues, but look at this. False start penalty. That'll move them back 5. You can't be making that mistake. You can't be. And that's one reason Sanford's on top of this ball game. 3rd and 5. Some extra backups have been added to the rotation. We're seeing Jin in at defensive end, and that's a throwaway there. The second stringers just brought up a 4th down, folks. As 4th and 5 here, it's a must gain here for Lazaro and company, as that is a catch for Willis. A beautiful throw by Lazaro. You got to give him credit on that. Put that right in the bucket for Corey Willis. Big first down, took him to the 19 as handoff goes to Devin Spalding. He's brought down there for a gain of 2. No huddle continues here, 2nd and 8. But another false start. This is getting a little overzealous here for Central Michigan. They don't have the time at this point. Only about 6 minutes left in this ball game, and they're going to have to kick back to Sanford. As 2nd and 13 following the false start, Lazaro to run. He's able to spin off of one tackle, and that's going to be a nice gain. So that will bring up 3rd and 9 now. As the no huddle continues, Lazaro looks to throw. He hooks up with Romello Ross. He doesn't go down on first contact nor second, pushed out of bounds after a 13-yard gain. As it's 1st and goal now, the no huddle continues. From the 4-yard line, handoff, it's option. Lazaro fights his way in over freshman Daniel Clemmings. That is a touchdown, Central Michigan. But I'll say it again. There's not a lot of time on the clock as they are setting up the onside kick. Kicks away, picked up by backup linebacker Otis Griffin. I mean, at this point, Sanford just needs to run clock. I'm sure Coach Wolf wants to see some of the second stringers in the passing game, but just run some clock. As McTaggart takes off on that run, that's a 3-yard gain. If we can continue to do that, maybe they can add another field goal to the board. At 2nd and 7, they go back to McTaggart. Another nice run, 6-yard gain there. This offense has been a well-oiled machine so far today. 3rd and 1. Handoff goes to McTaggart on the draw. Fighting for that 1 yard, and he can't get it. Extremely close, but couldn't come away with it. They'll take a long field goal, and it was too long for the leg of Tracy Weaver. His first miss of the year comes off of what I assume is Coach Wolf with a test there for Weaver to really figure out how good his leg is. As 1st and 10, Lazaro goes to his man. I believe that was Ross, but Ross couldn't hang on. Sam Moore, the man who was around that football. As Lazaro looks to take off here, he's got plenty of green in front of him, and that's going to be a 1st down and more. As Daniel Clemmings couldn't bring him down, he was then brought down finally by the other safety on the field. As 1st and 10, Lazaro connects with Mark Chapman. He's brought down Lewis McMahon. He was able to beat Stephen Young on that slant pattern. As it's 1st and 10, under center is Lazaro. He's going to toss it up to Eric Cooper, who I'm surprised was able to bring that one down. Makes some good moves and finally gets brought down by Stephen Young. As 1st and 10 here. Once again with this no-huddle offense, it's working to their best. Well, it's working to the plus of Central Michigan as it was a 3-yard gain, but now it's under review. Where does that foot come down, though? And it looks out of bounds to me. I think that one gets brought back. I think that one gets brought back as we'll get the official ruling, and it looks like, indeed, it will be reversed. It'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Chippewas. Shotgun formation, Lazaro takes the snap. Can't hit his intended target, which I believe was Willis. Unable to hit him. 3rd and 10 coming up. As under center is Lazaro. Man in motion's Conklin here. Big tight end as Lazaro looks to throw. Goes the way of Willis, and he gets the ball over the pylon. That's a touchdown. As Lazaro able to hit his man, and a hell of a play by Corey Willis. I'll give him credit. He was right on the sideline, makes an NFL caliber catch, and gets the ball right over the pylon for the touchdown. They're going to go for 2 now here. As Lazaro looks to throw, connects with Eric Cooper. It's a 10-point ball game now, folks. We're getting word that Lewis McMahon may be out for the rest of this ball game, possibly. Fowler, though, picking up the onside kick from the hands team. That is a big pickup there, as this team just needs to kill clock. As McTaggart now on the ground, a loss of 2, though, nothing going there. As Mitch Stanzik, the man to make the tackle. As Dillon goes to a screen, that one's batted away. Not a smart play. Not a smart play at all. They should have kept it on the ground. Just continue to kill clock. 2.5 minutes remain. As the throw is up, intended for Rob Thomas and out of bounds. That's 2 plays now that could have kept the clock moving. They punt it back to Central Michigan. Lazaro with a chance to maybe make a comeback as that ball's too far out of bounds. That won't be caught inbounds. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. Lazaro dropping back here. Looks to throw across the middle. That is Eric Cooper. A big hit there by Ronnie Hansen. That's a big 1st down and 19. 1st and 10. Lazaro checks down to Cooper this time. Young takes him down quickly. Only a 2-yard gain there. No huddle continues as guys are getting in their positions. 2nd and 8. Lazaro throws again as I keep messing up this name. It's been a long night as a 13-yard gain here for Conklin. As 1st and 10, Lazaro hits Cooper. That's another big play for him. 5 yards. And Daniel Clemens gets the tackle as it looks like the no huddle's starting to catch him a little bit off guard themselves. Another false start. They do need 2 scores, though, if they want to come back. 21-31 is your score right now. Sanford on top. Lazaro going deep. And that's Childress. We should be thanking whatever God you pray to that was not a touchdown. As Childress had a step, just couldn't make the catch. As on 3rd and 10, it is a loss of 4 for Romello Ross. That was a big play there. Big play on the football there to take Romello Ross down for a loss of 4. As 4th and 14 now here in the shotgun. As this is pretty much the game I could say for Central Michigan. They don't complete this with a 1st down. They don't have a chance as that's Mark Chapman. And it looked like Stephen Young just didn't know who he should go after. There were 2 receivers right there. He kind of split the difference. Well, they took advantage of it. Lazaro to throw again on 1st down. That's Eric Cooper into the end zone. 20-yard touchdown reception. It might just be a 3-point ball game here. 46 seconds remain, and we know the onside kick is coming. But you do have to give it to Coach Wolf. He hasn't backed down on the second stringers. He hasn't taken them out. He's let them stay in and play. Trust the team. As it's picked up by Otis Griffin, and he'll just drop himself down. 45 seconds remain. Central Michigan has 2 timeouts left. This ball game is over, folks. It's just a bunch of knees are able to clear things up. Your player of the game's obvious. It's Tanner Patrick. 3 total touchdowns on the day. He threw 1 interception. That was it. His best game as a Coyote to date. And I think this game showed exactly what this kid is capable of. All the potential in the world for Tanner Patrick. Play of the game, I gotta say, is that 40-yard touchdown run by Patrick. Phenomenal play. But overall, this team played very well, and even when the second stringers came in, on defense at least, a great showing from them. They held Central Michigan at points, made them go to 4th down, and they had to make a big play. They were able to. But this defense made some plays, and these young guys got experience. With that, your Sanford College Coyotes are bowl eligible with 6 wins on the season. Who would have thought? Now all they got to do is win out, and we might be talking MAC Conference Championship. I'm going to keep saying it, folks. You're going to get tired of hearing it. They have a big opportunity in front of them. They'll try and continue the streak next week, and try and keep that undefeated streak of Tanner Patrick's alive. I've been Jonathan West. You've been listening to Sanford Sports Radio, and we will see you next week.